is ever teaching. And if you desire to learn, become skillful in the art of being present. What's up, everybody? This is B Green, aka Belief Narrative. I am an empowerment strategist, architect of story, content creator, and student of life. So, as a student of life, uh, I learn and then I share what it is that I learn. In this past year, mm, goodness, the past couple of years, my awareness to the fact that life is attempting to teach me something, I've decided to start listening. And so that's why I started object lessons, because life is teaching me. And what it is, like I said again, what I learn, I share. So today's object lesson, and I'll pull it up on the screen, is knowing your seasons. And things jump out at me, and things get to me, and they speak to me. And when I take the time to show up and listen, I always learn. So I've been getting and listening to being led to go outside. So I'll sit in the backyard and I will look and see what is going on. So I'm outside and I'm looking and I'm sitting. And as a person who likes to move and do, and I'm all over the place sometimes, I started looking at what was moving. So I started looking at the squirrels, looking at the birds, and then it hit me. I started focusing on the trees. So we just experienced a calendar change of the new year. And what you often hear is people saying, on January 1st, I'm going to turn over a new leaf. And it always, I'd say for maybe 3 or 4 years now, it started bothering me that this saying doesn't seem to match the timing. And I started questioning the methodology of this. On January 1st, I'm going to turn over a new leaf. I'm going to uh, apply all these new uh, resolutions. And I'm so glad that this past year is over, done with, and behind me. Well, anytime that I finish a book, or I finish a movie, or I finish anything that is of value to me, I don't immediately just go to the very next thing. I sit with it and I process it, and I try to gain what it is that that lesson was there to teach me, because I'm not into just wasting my time. When I choose to do something, I choose to engage in things that I think are going to be of benefit to me in some way, shape, or form. So, why is it that at the end of a whole 365 days of your life, of my life, do we just say, oh, I'm so glad this is over, and January 1st, I'm turning over a new leaf? Know your seasons. So, the object lesson of today is the deciduous tree, or trees that shed their leaves. So, notice I said shed their leaves and not lose their leaves. Shedding is a process that is, in effect, associated with growth and development. So, in this season, I'm like, January 1st, turn over a new leaf. But I look at the trees. Just because society says January 1st is time to turn over a new leaf, uh, are the trees listening to the timeline that society gives, or are the trees following the season? And I say that because, you know, before I start something new, how can I start or effectively plan for the future if I'm ignoring the past? If I'm ignoring everything that I just went through? If I'm ignoring it, pretending that the things that hurt me didn't hurt, pretending that the things that were there to inspire me are just behind me, and I just move on to the newest thing, then I haven't learned a thing. I'm not knocking anybody who's trying new things, but if you want to try something new, if you want to start something new, life was telling me, well, why don't you just stop? You start by stopping and processing everything that you went through for the purpose of planning. I hear a lot of people talking about vision boards. And yes, that is the planning for the future, the planning for when it's time to start, when it's time for that new leaf to grow. You're in a growth process when you take your time and you look at what it is that you've been through and you allow yourself to process. Yes, you take time to celebrate those victories. You also take time to mourn your losses. You take time to get in tune with the things that worked for you well. And then you take the time to look at and process the things that didn't work so well. So that in this next stage, in this next season, when the season changes, you'll be ready to move forward effectively and properly because you've taken your experiences and learned you've learned from them and you've grown from them. So I thought about an example of somebody going on a hike and they've never really been hiking before, and so they prepare the way that they think that they should prepare because they've never done it, and they're going through, and on their journey they get lost, and for a good 2 to 3 miles they have to trudge through an area or a thicket that is full of sticker bushes, and so they're going through these sticker bushes and now they're in it. And now the only way to make it is just to keep going. And they're getting scratched up and they're wounded. But you know what? They're still going and they get through it, right? And oh, thank God it's over. And I'm just going to move on to the very next thing, ignoring the fact that you still have the residue of those experiences on you. You have all these sticker bushes. You have all these little things that are stuck to you. And you're just going to pretend that it didn't happen. You're going to pretend that you're not in pain. You're going to pretend that it's over and I'm just going to move on. I don't think that's a wise thing to do. If you look at the season, the deciduous trees or the trees that shed their leaves, they let go of the past experiences and they remain bare, preparing for the next growth. They're shedding the old things. They're processing the old things. They're getting rid of the things that hurt. They're taking time to heal. They're taking time to prepare for the next season. I don't know who this is for. I don't know who is hurting right now and thinking that the answer to the issue is to just say it's over, ignore it, and just move right on to the next thing. For me, when I rush things, it's usually when it doesn't go well. And I don't want for anyone else to go through those old cycles that I used to go through. Oh, this is over. Thank God it's through. I'm going to just act like the things that hurt me didn't hurt me. I'm tough. I got to put on that face and that front, and I'm just going to trudge through into the very next thing and then wonder why it's not as successful as it could have been if I had taken my time, shed those things, took those things off, got rid of those experiences that didn't do me well, to learn from them, to heal from them, to grow from them, so that the next time, we'll go back to that situation where the person is hiking, so that the next time they go hiking, maybe they'll wear like different shoes. Maybe they'll bring a backpack that has a jacket or something in it. And then if they end up going, well, first of all, when they see the sticker bushes, they'll be like, I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to have the right shoes on. I'm going to have the right protective gear on so that I can make it more successfully than the last time. So, for all of us who are tired of going through the same cycles where society continually tries to rush us and keep us off our timing, because rhythm and timing is essential in life. For those of you who are tired of being rushed, and I'll give you a perfect example. I'm rushing because society tells me, "Oh, it's Halloween. Oh, now your focus is we're gonna skip over Thanksgiving. Now your focus is Christmas. Oh, now it's Christmas. Oh, now your focus is New Year's. Oh, that's just one day. Now your focus is Valentine's Day, and like, what's going on? You done skipped over a whole lot of things. If you're tired of being rushed into the new thing, maybe start by stopping. I don't know if this helps anybody, but this object lesson of looking at the trees that shed their leaves reminded me at this time and in this season that it's a season of reflection. It's a season of processing. It is a season of planning. It is a season of foresight. But remember that hindsight is 2020. So when you look back and you become clear on what you've been through, then you can properly plan your foresight or your future. To change the narrative in your life, take the next step. Invest in yourself and book a life strategy coaching session with me at www.beliefinteriordesign.com. Let's start the journey of making belief reality.